But first to Israel, where concern is growing over the action of neo-Nazi groups inside the country. Society is split over the reasons for young people turning to the ideology. Yet the movement has deep historic roots on Israeli soil. Paul Lear has been finding out why.
They say they're everywhere, but there's one place no one expected to find them: neo-Nazis in the Jewish state. In November, 8 members of a neo-Nazi gang in Israel were convicted and sentenced. The longest prison term, 7.5 years. The oldest was 20 years old, the youngest 17. The group was charged with violence against foreigners, Orthodox Jews, drug addicts and homosexuals. Many in Israeli society were sure that putting them behind bars would close this neo-Nazi chapter in Jewish history. But Zolman Vilichinsky has been on their trail for years. He's convinced this is only the tip of the iceberg.
The problem is that neo-Nazism is very popular today. It's on the rise in Russia and post-Soviet states too. Youngsters can connect with these organizations through the internet. It's very easy to do, and they hear that they're always right and strong.
Salman says the Israeli government's not doing enough to fight the phenomenon. But Parliament member Marina Solotkina sees it in a different light.
It is a very hard lesson that we as a democratic state have got from all this phenomenon of neo-Nazism in Israel.
But this is not the first time that the Holy Land sees swastikas. 70 years ago, in this neighborhood in the heart of Tel Aviv, the Nazi flag flew from the roof of almost every house. Until 1939, the Sarona neighborhood in Tel Aviv was the home of the German Templars.
They were very respected. They were really religious, good religious people. But when Hitler came to power in Germany, and Germans all over the world started to be proud of the new, strong Germany, these settlers here, who have been in the country already for almost 100 years, became slowly infected by Nazism.
At the beginning of World War II, the British decided to kick them out and sent them to Australia, far away from the war front. But this didn't put an end to fascism in the Holy Land. Inspired by hatred for the British occupation of then Palestine and their white paper that restricted Jewish immigration, some radical Jews were prepared to look for help anywhere. In those days, Uri Avneri was a member of the Jewish underground resistance movement known as Irgun. Today, he is one of the leaders of the Israeli peace movement.
The Irgun tried to make a pact with fascist Italy. Now, fascist Italy was not considered anti-Semitic, and in the early 30s there were even some meetings between Zionist leaders and Mussolini. So they met Italian agents and wrote down a cooperation agreement. Unfortunately, these Italian agents were British intelligence agents. So they arrested everybody who was connected to this. And that was the end of the story.
While these youngsters will be behind bars for many years to come, many in Israel believe it's not prison, but education that will prevent Nazism from rearing its ugly head again in the Holy Land. Paul Lear.